And we're back. Part 2 of Legal Line today. We're talking big truck accidents. Austin Kennedy, Kevin Shannon, thanks for staying on. And Austin, you're going to get this first question. Is it necessary to hire an attorney if I'm in a semi-truck accident?
We addressed this a little bit in the first segment, but just another thing to think about is that typically in semi-truck accidents, they're not just two vehicle accidents. A lot of them are on the interstate, as you can imagine, and they involve multiple parties. So with that in mind, you have to think that the other parties are probably going to retain lawyers pretty quickly and start going to work, doing their due diligence, collecting the evidence like we talked about in the first segment. So I think in trucking accidents, like as far as getting the evidence and making sure that that stuff is preserved, as well as making sure that you retain the lawyer that you want, I would go ahead and contact one as quickly as you can following your medical treatment.
Okay. It's good to repeat that, even though we touched on it the first segment. Kevin, will the trucking company pay my medical bills after an accident?
Not immediately, at least. The medical bills will be handled just like it would in any other auto accident case, particularly in Kentucky where we have no fault coverage. No fault will pay the first $10,000 in medical expense that you incur as a result of the wreck. So that would be paid by the insurance covering the car you're in at the time of the accident. If that's exhausted, you move on to health insurance, Medicare or Medicaid. But ultimately, assuming the tractor trailer is at fault for the wreck, then the insurance company for the tractor trailer should compensate you for the medical bills, the wage loss, and the pain and suffering that you incur.
Okay, and another reason to hire an attorney if you're involved in a big truck accident, get all that great information. Okay, this is our last question. So Austin, you want to take this one?
Sure.
What if I'm in an accident with an independent truck driver? Do they have to carry the same amount of insurance as big companies?
First, I want to clarify something I said in the last question. Retain a lawyer after your initial medical treatment, not at the conclusion of all of your medical treatment. But as far as getting in an accident with an independent truck driver, all layers of coverage depend on a variety of things. Regardless, they're still required to have the minimum for truck companies to be on the road, and I believe it's $750,000. But then there's also different layers of coverage potentially depending on the nature, I guess, I don't want to get too detailed in here, but the nature of how the company was hired. So if the driver was hired by a motor carrier or a shipper directly, there's different ways to, I guess, stack coverage onto those depending on the nature of control that the other companies may have had on that independent contractor.
Okay, and we've got just a little bit more time left. Is there anything else either you want to add to this discussion?
I'll add one quick point. Asking about insurance there. Tractor trailers are only required to carry $750,000 in coverage under federal law. Most have more, some don't. And so it's always a good idea to look at your own policy, make sure you have plenty of underinsured motorist coverage, because you can really get injured badly and there not be enough insurance. So protect yourself by looking at your own policy for underinsured motorist coverage.
Thank you so much for joining us as always, and we'll have you back again soon. If you'd like to review either of today's segments with Bryant Law Center, you can visit WPSDLocal6.com/legalline.